Hello everyone, my name's David Asset, and this is Becoming a Biathlete. So this is, as I've done before, if you've watched episodes 1 and 2, I think you'll know by now this is a kind of a vlog of how things are going, the things I'm doing to be better at biathlon, and so me starting from being just a slightly above average fitness person, I'm gonna say athlete. Screw it. So starting from just being a slightly above average athlete and then trying to become a professional biathlon. So I'm going to talk about probably nutrition as I get more and more knowledgeable about it. But as for now, I don't want to talk much about nutrition. I'm somewhat knowledgeable about it, but not enough that I think I should be spreading information about it. Training, shooting, a little bit of everything, just talking about my overall experience. And this also serves as a kind of vlog to help me keep myself accountable. So without further ado, let's talk about this week. So the last recording was on, I think I did it the next day on Thursday. I don't think I did it on the actual Wednesday evening. I come home at like 9:30 to 10, so I've recorded at that time before. Not a big fan of it. So, yeah. That being that. So today, I was bad noodle yesterday. I forgot to record, so I'm recording this on the Sunday instead of the Saturday right after practice. So, yeah. So this week I had a time trial. I don't remember if that was before Wednesday or before I recorded or not, but time trial went pretty well. So I'm following a 5K training plan to try to get my run times lower. So at the moment, in order to join Team Canada, from my understanding, I need to run somewhere between 3 minutes and 3 minutes 30 per kilometer for a 3 kilometer stint. That being that at the end of the three kilometers, I need to have a time of somewhere between 3 minutes and 9 minutes for the whole thing, or 9 minutes 30, like somewhere in there. And being that the fastest recorded 3K that I've done in recent memory was something like a 13 minutes something. I'm nowhere near that. So a running training plan is helping to bring that down. That's the idea behind that. So I had a time trial this week. Went very well. I was pretty happy with it. I had another run, which was I call it there and back. So I'm doing it with Garmin. The run was called there and back. It was essentially just run 10 minutes and then run the same distance back within 9 minutes, or in 9 minutes. That's the idea behind it. So negative splits, pretty good. Yeah, it went well. I don't really know what else to say. I've had to keep myself disciplined a few times to not run faster than what was asked of me, being like for the running back part. I don't think I was supposed to go over 3 or 4 minutes 30 per kilometer. Reality of things is I could have probably gone at like 4:15, 4:20, something in there per kilometer, and I would have been fine with it. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm just trying to stay disciplined and keep to the plan a little bit more. This morning, I had a 10K. Well, to call it a 10K, I think it's the proper distance is actually 6 miles. It's just that it's put into kilometers afterwards, but it was just meant to be relaxed, and I kind of did the same thing where I had to keep myself disciplined to stay within those time margins. So this is something I think athletes should know and is important. Probably most athletes know it, but if you're trying to get better in an endurance sport, and like what I'm doing is trying to build up some endurance, you need to do a lot of time, or you need to do a lot of training in low zones. That's kind of a widely known, widely accepted fact of training like that, or at least that's what's been drilled into my head, and that's what I've been doing ever since. So for me to do like longer distance, but a little bit slower, it kind of makes sense to me. Now we get to Saturday's practice. So Saturday afternoon we had a shooting practice. Most athletes we knew there were going to be no-shows, so we thought we were going to be 5, we were actually just 3. So normally there's up to 15 or 16 athletes on range. but there was a training camp in Quebec City. There was another one, which I don't remember exactly where it was, and I think there were other events going on. Essentially, just a lot of athletes were doing other things, and so we ended up having the range having like a 14-lane range to just 3 people. So we got to do all the like the national qualification drills, just the 3 of us. So we just got to do them a bunch of times, and we took, well, evidently the best out of every one of them. So we did the so all right. So let's talk about the drills that we have to do. The first drill, which is not too complicated to do, it's 5 1-shots, or it's not 5 1-shots. It's 1-shots until you hit all 5 targets prone. So the idea being, you're supposed to hit your targets. Take your time a little bit more and make sure you hit your targets. Then you do the same thing standing. Afterwards, we do what's called the 2-minute drill, or at least I've always heard it referred to as the 2-minute drill. So 4 mags, you shoot 5 prone twice, then you shoot 5 standing twice, and amount of hits and time. That's what needs to be known. And the third test that we did was just a pure precision test. So on pure precision, just take your time. I think you have 20 minutes to shoot all 20 shots, but 10 shots prone, 10 shots standing. My standing was particularly terrible. Like, normally, I'm perfectly capable of shooting something like 65 to 70 standing. Like, not straining myself too much, I am capable of doing that, no problem. And I could not shoot anything on Saturday. It was terrible. I think my best out of the 2 targets was something like a 55, which I don't think I've shot precision in, like, I don't think I've shot a 55 in precision standing in a long time. So that was really disappointing. And the worst part is, it wasn't like my group was left or low or bottom. It wasn't like I wasn't grouping, or I mean, it's exactly I wasn't grouping, because I just outlined the circle. So I think I had 1 shot in the 8 ring. Everything else was 6 ring or worse. So it was like, most of them were hits, but there was just nothing I could do. It was not a good standing shooting session. Prone, I hit a 90, and again, I'm annoyed at my prone, because I'll have to see if I can show the target when I get it. Suspect I'm going to get it on Wednesday. But I literally outlined the 9 ring, or I literally outlined the 10 ring. Like, I shot a 90, or I think it's going to be scored a 90 from my accounts. It's going to be scored a 90. I have 1-8. It happens, and then I have 110, which is just on the edge, and everything else is just outlined. It's just the 9 ring is practically gone, but I just outlined the 10 ring everywhere. So that's annoying, but I mean, it happens, and what are you going to do? I mean, there's going to be days where that's going to happen, and then there's going to be days where I'm hitting 10s all day. So it's fine. So that was the better of the 2 sessions of shooting for precision. That was the second one. The first one on my prone, my group was okay, except I had 1 flyer, which I have no clue how this happened, but it's a 5 straight at 12 o'clock. So I really don't know what happened. I might have just my eye got tired, but I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm looking forward to when I get my eyes checked again. Normally I wear glasses with minor corrections, but I have found that wearing glasses when shooting is helpful. I don't wear them when I'm doing biathlon, and I would normally race with contacts, but right now my glasses recently have been giving me a headache when I wear them. So I'm going to get my eyes checked to make sure that the correction is correct, and then if they are, fine, and if they aren't, I'm just going to have to order a new pair. Yeah, that was basically practice. So we did all the drills twice, essentially. Like, every drill I mentioned, we did it twice. So my 1-shots prone, I missed, I think, 3, but I had a very good time at getting on and off the mat and back onto it. My setup time was pretty good. I was shooting probably around the 16 to 18 second mark. So at the end of the day, I ended with like a 2-minute time for my first prone. My second prone I actually don't remember, but I think it was better, and that's the time that was kept. Standing, standing normally whenever we do this drill, I can hit like a 75 to 80 second. And that's me cleaning. I didn't clean. I missed one both times. So I ended up with like a 95 seconds or something like that. So 1 minute 35 to give 5 one-shots. My 2-minute drill was a 206 with 16 hits. I can do better. I have done better. But at the end of the day, the time is good. And it's still 80% accuracy. So I'm not too mad about it. And most of my misses, strangely enough, are standing. It was kind of a theme this week of just me missing standing shots that I just don't normally miss. So I'm going to pay more specific attention to exactly what I'm doing when I'm shooting. Well, anytime I'm shooting, really, and I'm going to try to log it a little bit better and see what I'm doing correctly and what I'm doing wrong. Or not really what I'm doing correctly and what I'm doing wrong, but what works for me and what doesn't work. So I'm going to try to pay a little bit more attention to that. I think on Wednesday we were doing pure precision. So that's the last test that we have to do, to my knowledge, is it's just 60 shots, 30 prone, 30 standing, highest score you can possibly get. So I have to figure my shooting out before we do that test. And that's my next time on the range. So I'm probably going to figure out as we're zeroing. Yeah, that's that. Running training plan, it's been going well. I'm not too exhausted. I don't feel too bad for anything. And yeah, I've been watching more nutrition webinars. So I think I mentioned it in the last few videos. I mentioned it at least one time, but the IBU had a nutrition webinar that was meant for coaches, but our coaches just sent us the link and here, take a look at this. And it's something like 6 videos of like 45 minutes each, so it's about 3 hours of material. It's quite a bit. I'm going to get through it eventually. And mag cycling. I don't remember if I'd figured this out last time or not, but when I mag cycle, normally just me inserting, so my mag cycling is pretty good. I'm still getting used to the rifle, but because I'm still getting used to the rifle, I don't quite get the mag cycling properly or perfectly. So at the moment, or I would say probably until like Thursday, my mag cycling was a little bit iffy, and the reason being that I was putting the mags at the wrong angle. So it might just come to me, but when I was trying to push the mag in, I needed to twist it a little bit. Just change the angle a little bit before I pushed it in, and it just started going in like magic. So I'm going to keep practicing that. I'm going to try to reinforce that because it's going to mean it's not going to be a lot of time, but it is going to be some time. And at the end of the day, if I'm doing 15 minutes of mag cycling while I'm watching something else, it's good for me. It's good practice with the rifle, and practice with the rifle is probably the thing that I need the most in order to be better with the rifle. So what else is coming up? There's the training camp that's coming up August 2nd the week of August 2nd, followed by the American team trials. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I think it's the American roller ski championships over the summer. So that's happening right after, so we're holding a training camp in Jericho where we're going to get to train. We're going to get to train a bunch, and I'm going to get to roller ski the drills for the first time in my life. So I have got to get used to my roller skis with the new bindings, because I have still not skied with them ever since I put the new bindings on, and I have got to get used to poling as well with the roller skis, something else that I haven't done. As for mental state, it's not something I don't think it's something I've talked about so far, but my morale's good, which is, it's good because work hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows recently. Things are looking up, but it's not perfect. So the fact that my morale at home and for biathlon is so good indicates to me that this is really something I enjoy doing, and it's good for me. So yeah, I think sometime this week I'm going to try to make a list of my equipment. So like the equipment that I use, probably with ammunition that I use, and maybe like shoes, skis, that kind of thing. Just to give an idea of what I have, what I do, and probably like a properly specced out indication of like what I am right now. So or sort of where my fitness is at the moment. So I can say like I think I'm 178 centimeters, which amounts to 5'10" or 5'11", somewhere in there. But my actual weight, my VO2 max, things like that, I'm gonna try to make a full list of that, and I'm gonna try to post it down in the description. Um, I don't know if this is gonna be useful to anyone. I don't know that it ever will, but I'm still gonna try to do it. Something else that happened, actually, now that I think about it, on Saturday during the practice where we were shooting a lot, my eye cup, the rubber part that goes from my rear sight to my eye, kept coming off. I've had this issue intermittently before, but I have never really considered it to be a problem, especially because normally I have, or as of now, I have an adjustable rear sight. So to me, it's more important that I do get to adjust it than I actually just get to see it all the time, or that it's stuck on there. So I'm starting to ask myself the question, and I think it's still the right time to ask the question: do I just take off the adjustable and just run the eye cup all the time, or do I take off the eye cup and run the adjustable all the time? Because right now I'm running both of them, but I don't really get the benefits out of either of them properly. Because if the eye cup falls when it's on the adjustable, well, I can't glue it on because I don't want to ruin the adjustable, and I want to be able to see what I'm doing with the adjustable. And so I have to do one or the other, and I'm gonna have to figure that out. So I'm probably gonna try something. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna try, but yeah, like the thing that I was considering the most. So something I realized is when it was falling off, I was still shooting, and I was still shooting well, standing. I did new prone, so I don't wanna say anything ahead of time. I should really try it out, without the eye cup, and yeah. If it does make that big of a difference for prone, then I'm gonna have to keep it, and I'm probably just gonna have to say, all right, I'm just gonna use a non-adjustable rear sight. Not the end of the world, but it has seemed to be helpful in some conditions, especially in low light conditions where I can just open it up a lot more and see better. Oh yeah, and one last thing. So this morning I went for a 10K. After watching a lot of the nutrition things from the IBU, a lot of the nutrition webinars by the IBU. Excuse me. I came to the conclusion, I came to the conclusion. I was told enough times that it's a bad idea to work out on an empty stomach completely. So whereas normally in the morning, if I had a 10K, I would just go for a 10K. Now I just, like this morning, I tried something. I had a glass of orange juice, and it felt like it made a difference. My 10K was about 2 minutes faster than it was last time, but I'm not certain. So what I do know is, since last time I think my VO2 max went up by like 2 points, so I think it was at like 49 and I was at 51 this morning. So maybe that made a difference. Maybe the orange juice made a difference. I'm not certain. What I do know is that's one thing that's been like recommended a lot. So I'm probably going to try to do it more often for more of my workouts. Like just eat something or drink something before I go for my workout. Yeah, I think that basically wraps it up. So if you're still watching, thank you for watching, and have yourself a great day. Good luck.